And we're live. We're live. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. My eye is a bit very swollen. Allergies are very, very bad. Good thing I took an allergy pill. I don't think they work very well. Or my body doesn't work very well. How's everyone doing? UFO disclosure is coming soon. I'm pretty sure that everything that's going on is all related to the UFOs. Are we about to find out if China are the ones that are flying around all those UFOs? Is it Russia flying around those UFOs? We got a Russian spy satellite, top secret satellite that went up. We have a hypersonic missile launch that I think when they found it out, this is just me, but I think they would have scrubbed it because it was scrubbed. And it just so happens it's the Space Force that is launching this hypersonic missile. They're not talking about it anywhere. So I find it pretty odd that they were going to launch this missile, without any mention to the people, of course. Hello, Julie. Julie Stats is in the house. How's Gate Smasher doing? Hope you guys are doing great. First, you're second in the house. Well, he shows up second, but he shows up first at his home. Yeah. Still love you, man. Thank you, Mr. Eliaus Valhatla, in the house. Hey, Riley Egg, thank you very much for coming back. I'm early. That's good. I'll take it. I'll take the early shift. That's a good. Sorry, I'm bringing up my Italian. That's a good. Very good. Yeah, good suggestion. Slap your questions on during the stream. First hour, we are live. He wants to chat with everyone. And is only one moon man. Thank you. Share kindness. It's a must. It's a rule. And stream, hit the thumbs up. Rule number 2. Rule number 3, you don't have to listen to rule number 2. But it's still greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, Julie. Vastinker, how's it going? Disclosure. The Nordics are going to expose themselves. A lot of people are talking about that. And the insectoids are going to come up in the Midwest. They're coming. You see, this is what everyone's waiting for, is for, excuse the expression, for the shit to hit the fan. Because if you're following the news, you don't have to be a researcher to understand that there's some certain things that are going on that are not normal. Some things out of the routine. Even the launches now are causing people and scientists to question what they were going to launch, a hypersonic missile. With all the conflict that's going on with Russia and Ukraine, obviously, some pretty scared people. Not mostly, no one is scared, but the ones that are awake know that there could be something really bad happening or to come. And at the same time, I'm sharing this. Hey, what's up, Mr. Stephen A? I'm sharing this in a way where we don't talk about deaths. We don't talk about people bleeding and getting shot, because we're not allowed. So I don't think we even have to talk about the war. Just talking about what's going up. All the spy satellites, the Space Force that wants satellites up there, Pentagon, Department of Defense, Federal Bureau of Investigation. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have their own set of satellites up to survey Ukraine. Most likely, because I think that's what they've been doing. Everyone's there. Like, for some reason, we're part of Ukraine now, literally. Very odd things, very odd situation. Anna, afternoon. Thank you very much. About the Russian jet hitting U.S. drone. Well, unfortunately, I forgot to write it in the title, but yes, that's exactly what I was also going to talk about. Very interesting, eh? We have the Pentagon that is denying the fact, I think. Or is it the opposite? Is it, sorry about that. It could be Russia denying. That's right. Russia denying that they had anything to do with the drone. And of course, if I remember well, it was over the Black Sea. And if I remember well, the Black Sea is right beside Ukraine. If I also remember well, the Americans aren't in the war in Ukraine, right? Wrong. That's it, right? But over the Black Sea, why? And spy drone, what were they doing? Were they interfering? Were they not interfering? Obviously, I'm not surprised seeing a jet over the Black Sea, but I'd be very surprised seeing an American drone over the Black Sea. Maybe it's drones that they gave the Ukrainians. Who knows? They have keys to the city now and do what they bloody well want. Karen 18, how's it going? And that wasn't long ago, Riley Ege. It was like a couple days ago. I think that they mentioned that. What is it going to do? Boy, I tell you, it's bound to hit the fan. I'm telling you, Luis Elizondo, there's still under that, there's still an investigation, big, giant, secretive investigation going on. My guess is in May. In May, we're going to hear of another UFO report, or hopefully something with Luis Elizondo, and that's just a guesstimate. That's all that is. But I'm pretty sure that for the past few years, a couple of banks closing, I think even a third or fourth one today, but those banks are woke banks, eh? One of the banks was funding BLM. One of the banks was doing a whole lot of bad stuff. And just so happens the one that owns the bank or in charge of the bank is Democratic leftists in Congress. And you'll never guess what that guy's job is in Congress. Yep. In charge of the bank rates and all, and stocks and all this. And so he decides, hey, may as well open up a bank, right? You got Biden taking it over, saying SVB Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, they're going to pick up the bail-in, whatever, to compensate the deposits back for everybody. Okay. Then other banks. I didn't pull any out of my bank. Well, I don't have enough to pull out, but even if I did, I think we're going to know way ahead of time before any of our banks close. And they were talking about the States, but didn't talk at all about those banks. And as a matter of fact, the commercials that they were doing, for real, the Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank is another one that closed, and it was doing commercials about gender and trans people and how the black people are being attacked by white people. That's what the Signature Bank does with their money. They make commercials about the gender issue and everything that's occurring. And of course, the other one funding BLM, which a lot of black people were really upset when they found out that the founder of the BLM was actually a Marxist. If you don't know what a Marxist is, you definitely want to look that up and look out for those people, because it's not something that's against the law to be a Marxist. You can, in the States anyways, I don't know about Canada. Not much we can do here in Canada, I don't think. My little camera coffee cup for my friend Susan Ravella and Rocky. Ingenious. How are you all doing today? Are you excited? Are you pissed off that they're not talking about the UFOs? Are you surprised that we've been talking about all this stuff for the past 3 years? Excuse me. A bit of a cold. Past 3 years, we've been talking about all this crap and nothing's happening, right? Lots is happening, but not that. Good day to you too, Gate Smasher. Good day to you, man. Cynical Entity, how's it going? Hey, Bruce and everyone here. Peter Benton here, introducing my music channel. Oh, good. This is cool. Is this my friend Peter? Hey, Bruce and everyone here. Peter Benton here, introducing my music channel. Just posted my first musical parody to launch it. You know that I'm going to be, well, not anymore, but I would have wanted to be the first to see that video, and I definitely will be looking at it. Cynical Entity. Since I can't click on the channel, share that channel also in one of your videos on the other channel, Peter Benton, or hopefully, it's just hard for me to find some of you guys sometimes. I don't know what it is with Aleaus Valhetla has also the crazy music Space Jam channel, and he does not appear in the list that I am subscribed to, and I'm subscribed to him, So Cynical Entity is Peter Benton. Hello, Peter Benton, and that's his music channel. For those of you who didn't know, he did, and he was just playing around. Did lots, quite a couple of good musical parodies or songs, and even put my voice in some of them. He had good bass and background music. And by the way, you can follow a tune and a beat, your time. So that's good to know, because when you make your music, the beat and the time is there. I know a lot of people. I used to give, actually, I didn't give guitar lessons out as a profession or even, a hobby. It just so happened that a lot of people wanted me to teach them guitar. And one of my friends, Dominique, um, one of my best friends from way back, was able to play the music, but didn't have the timing. So he has to follow a book and notes to be able to play properly. And that's okay, because that's how musicians are. They have to, um, you have to follow the time, and learn the notes. But me, I play by ear and I know the timing. But for him, he has to read the book, but he can play so good. If there's something I can't get with my ear, he can do it just by looking at the book. So that's his advantage point of there. But long story short, yeah, I don't even know why I'm talking about it anymore. Check out Cynical Entity, which I definitely will after that. I don't know if you put it in your channel section. You can share some channels in your channel section. You should share that one too, so people can check your channels and go and click on Cynical Entity. I'll be checking that right after this. Excited to check it too. Janine, comment ça va? Belle journée aujourd'hui. Comment tu savais? Oui, moi aussi, j'ai du soleil pour la première fois aujourd'hui. J'espère que ce soir, peut-être même la lune. J'ai beaucoup d'ouvrages à faire. Aussitôt que je finis ici, j'ai une vidéo en français sur la chaîne Avenir Québec Astronomie et côté les membres aussi sur Avenir Québec Astronomie. Janine, t'es tellement gentille d'avoir pris le temps de venir nous dire bonjour à la chaîne anglaise. Thanks a lot, Cynical Entity. Double-edged sword. Hey. Anna, thanks again. 5 on the like button. I'll take it. I'll take that. 5 is better than 6 and 7. I still respect the 6 and the 7s, though. And how many are watching right now? 70. Okay. It's a little quiet night, but that's okay. Actually, they get lower and lower. It used to be 140. I was complaining, but now it's down to 75. Maybe I'll stream on a Sunday. Maybe I'll stream. You know what, trolls? Maybe I'll stream every morning, video in the afternoon, stream at night. Stream in the morning, video afternoon, stream at night. Then we'll get some views. Don't dare me. I think we're doing pretty good at it a Monday and a Wednesday, after Peter Benton had asked me for 2 or 3 months. The USSF. You're reminding me now. I don't know why that reminded me of the Edwards Air Force Base in California. I'm going to be doing some research on that Air Force Base. And it's also the Air Force Base that's in charge of Area 51. Interesting place. Merci encore, Janine. The USSF just put up a brand new system to go on the outside of the space station on last night's cargo docking tonight. Something big is happening. You know it, Stephen A. Yes, absolutely. That's what I heard myself. There's also a private space company that's going to be launching and attempting to get to the ISS space station. Do you have any idea how many cargo launches that they sent up? What is it, 17th, the 20th, something like that? Where the hell are they putting everything? I mean, the ISS space station, you look at it, it's a little square with 4 people there pretending to be in space. They go like this, and the woman has a spray net and her hair is all standing up. I love it when you see them doing the launch, the one that Julie actually filmed, launch of the Crew 6 mission. If you guys want to check that out, the Stats channel, very recent video. You see them, they're lying down, they're like this, and they say, the reason why their hands are up is because it's more comfortable with them due to the gravity. This is the placement of the arms when they say a lot of shit. I'm telling you, looking at that, I'm like, wow, this is really a good movie. It's not for nothing there's so many filmatographers involved with NASA. Stanley Kubrick, aside from the fact that people say that he's partly the one that filmed some of the moon landings in different studios of the Apollo 11, there was also something that he did a project with NASA that he was not allowed talking about. Isn't that odd? Stanley Kubrick. Makes you wonder. That's a good, very good. Yes. Very, very good. Must get back on the boat. Currently, the boat is leaving the dock now. We have BB Berkshire in the house. Hey, how's it going? Céline Loves Light. Bonsoir. Merci beaucoup, Céline Loves Light, d'être passé à la chaîne anglaise. Come on, smash that like button. If you guys appreciate the channel, I really appreciate the help. And guys, I want to thank you all for helping me reach 97,000 subscribers. I love you guys so much. Thanks for the interest at the same time. Not everybody subscribes to the channel. If you're here right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, you should be feeling bad. No, I'm kidding. You know, you don't have to subscribe, but it sure will help, considering that we should have been at probably about 250,000 here a while back. So I'm 2,975 away from 100,000. I hope you don't mind, but you're going to be hearing me talk about it from now till about the 100,000 mark. In reality, as of 6-7 months ago, the count for the YouTube channels, I think it's 320 million. I never get it right. No, is it, how much is it? 320, 37 million. The bone broth. 37 million channels on the platform of YouTube, because I didn't want to get it wrong. But only 310 or 320,000 of those channels have reached 100,000. I was blown away. I was sure there was at least 15, 20 million. I would have thought there'd be more channels that had 100,000 than the big ones, that are up into the millions, but there are, look at how many people have over 100 million views, 100 million subscribers on their channel. Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, T-Series. That's it. Jake Paul, I guess, or some of the whoever those channels. I don't watch the channels. I never watch PewDiePie. I've looked often at PewDiePie's videos. It's not my style. Got nothing against the guy. Looks like a really nice guy. He did some fucked up shit, though. I don't know how these channels get up so high in views, even if they have been there for so long. But that's how it is on YouTube. People like parody channels. They like a whole bunch of people talking about certain issues. I did with the tool. Not all of you have it, but some of us do. There's a tool online where I can look at all of your searches online. Everyone that comes to my channel, I can look. Actually, you go into Studio, you click on Analytics, then you click on Research on top. You'll be able to research the popular searches, the keyword searches on YouTube. UFOs, very surprised. It says there's zero interest for UFOs. But over top, Luis Elizondo, millions of views. Why? It's UFO related. It's a bit weird how YouTube works. YouTube, pretty sure that they are choosing to block out certain channels for whatever the reason, probably many channels. Played on Adam and Steve yesterday. I told him, remember, without women, there is no men. He left the game. Yeah. Well, that's like our Justin Trudeau, Anna Bone. Thanks for coming back. Justin Trudeau here, the dishonorable Prime Minister of China, said that on the International Day for Women, it was Women's Day, Women's Day, right? However you want to say it. He went on to say that men are women too. Yeah, they're not. They really aren't. It's not hard. There's two sexual organs. You got the penis, you got the vagina. What is so hard to understand? Hey, I can go get dolled up, come out looking like a Cinderella. Doesn't mean I'm a woman. You know, I don't think I'd be a pretty chubby Cinderella, but doesn't matter. Me, I like laughing at it. Why? No discrimination whatsoever. Honestly, I have nothing against gay people. I support all groups, but the LGBTs group, sometimes they're. Can you imagine how some of the gay people are offended by the way that the government's making them look? Because in reality, they're very normal people. They've always been there, been around forever. Nothing changes. I'm pretty sure they don't want that attention. They got a flag, a rainbow flag. Well, good for them. They got the flag. But then the flag started appearing on the police stations. Ooh, that's a little odd. You go to Australia or the UK and the police stations have rainbow flags. Well, why though? I wonder why. Have you bought a new iPhone recently? What was that? You said there's a rainbow um, on your screen server? Rainbow? Yeah, yep, yeah. So was my. So anything you buy, they have that logo now on it. As a matter of fact, I bought the mouse and I have to turn it off because there's a rainbow at the bottom, a light rainbow and stuff. I just think it's silly that they're forcing people to do changes and so now bad news in the States, the um trans people are going to be able to lift weights in the women's league. So it's over for you. The women who are in the Olympics, you'll never ever be able to win another contest or game. And the ones that do will be really respected or hated because, women beating a man won't be liked, right? I think it's horrible. Me, for one, I'm one that stands up for women all the time. I always have. And I believe that women are just as intelligent as men. There's no difference. It's not because if you're a man, you're smarter than a woman, or you're a woman is smarter than a man. It goes by the person you are. You got some dumb men, some dumb women, right? We both know that. But I just hope that changes because the women were really coming up in life and standing out and doing jobs, not that they could never do before, but jobs that now finally, year 2000, that women can actually do, see women doing all the same jobs. We're not going to hide it. A man may be more physical, not all of them, a lot of women that are stronger than men. But in general, even women, I'm sure they agree, a male could be stronger, more aggressive, maybe, we're not built the same. A man gets muscular, the Adam's apple and stuff. That's all known. It's obvious. I've seen some badass women kick some guys' asses. I mean, sure, when it comes for strength. But as for the equal part, everything is equal with men and women. But, we're different. We're both different. It takes a man and a woman to make a child. That's a beautiful thing. Even though Trudeau says, guys can get pregnant. Me, it was the guy. I know I shouldn't be talking about this, but guys, it was just unbearable seeing a trans guy talking about his menstrual cramps, because he says now this female is getting menstrual cramps, and he says males don't feel the menstrual cramps exactly the same way as the women. Us, it's more emotional. We feel it in the stomach and the butterflies and everything. Like, okay, no problem. It's sort of taking away that uncomfortable part of a woman's life every month that now she can't even complain about anymore. The guy's like, yeah, I know. I'm a woman. I know. Get the same cramps as you. I just don't bleed, right? Incredible. It boggles my mind. Stargazer 46 and 2. Thank you very much. I love hearing that. It is coming. Think of it. 320,000 YouTube channels at 100,000. That's not a lot. I think it's really cool. If you buy views for your channel, I don't know if you guys heard that some people can, you go on YouTube, there's videos about it. You can actually buy some views, buy subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised, probably even buy comments. Not sure about that one. But what happens when you get to the time where you actually reach 100,000, you're not going to get a plaque because YouTube's not going to recognize you as a verified YouTube channel. Some of the cool things of getting 100,000 is not going to be many differences. One day I'm going to wake up and it's going to say 100,000 and everything's going to be the same, except I'm going to have a nice little verified check mark green check mark beside my name. That's all I had to look forward to when I started the channel. Well, one day I'll get my little green check mark beside my name. Who would have known that it would have been 7 years later? And I better be careful. It could be 8 years. We're not there yet. We're only 2,945 away from reaching 100,000. And hear me out, guys. I am happy. So I am going to talk about it a little bit. I mean, it's because of you guys that I made it to there. So I'm really happy for that. Really grateful. Yeah, there's a couple more assignment too. I had to give it. I can't give any, man. I'm on StreamYard, but I'll give it to you. I'll remember to add that channel in the settings. Yeah, when you're on StreamYard, I have no access in knowing who is a mod here. I have no idea. Can't see the mods. And on StreamYard, well, hey, we're still 90. Well, a little quiet today. But again, got 90 amazing people here, so who cares? I got you, Peter. Eyes wide open, 3045. Thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate that. The shit is already hitting the fan. Maybe, Stephen, that's why the fan stopped. Right? I think the shit hit the core of the earth too, because that one stopped. Hazard Smurf, cheers. So sorry for having skipped over you guys. Lees, good evening. Oh, thank you very much. Lundy Rodick, thank you very much. Yes, sir, Stephen A. It's hitting for sure. Cold, balmy weather here at 70 degrees and sunny. Here, yeah, same thing. I think cool weather, cold, maybe cool. It is sunny today. I'm blown away. There was a lot of clouds, chemtrails this morning. It was something horrendous that I noticed. Hi, Darla. Darla's in the house. Thank you very much. I'd love you guys if you did hit the like and the subscribe button, or maybe one or the other. Never mind the like, hit the subscribe, or it'd be cool. Stream on Fridays at 1 and 8, and at 8 or 9 Monday mornings, absolutely, and Wednesdays, like tonight, 5:05 p.m. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. Boban is here in the house. Thank you very much. Darla was away for a while, Anna. She's been here since the beginning of time. Just got out of the hospital. She's healing up now. Great to see you, Darla. We love you. Karen 18, thanks again. Love and light to everyone. We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. Hey, Janine, c'est super cool, ça. Puis d'en faire un autre là, récemment. Ah, ben, t'étais peut-être même là. Son dernière vidéo, il a monté encore plus de guitare. Mais il y a une autre tune, Léa, il va falloir que j'aille voir. C'est vrai, là, tu m'avais mentionné ça. Une tune que tu as faite qui était bon, que j'ai pas réussi à voir, mais je pense que c'était sur ton autre chaîne. On va aller voir ça sur ton autre chaîne. Peter Benton, thank you, sir. Peter Benton just shared the link to Cynical Entity 1981. So take the time to go and subscribe to check out his channel. Anika, thank you very much. Child of Thoth. Wow, thank you very much. 100,000 to reach in 2023. I hope so. Anika, I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's exciting. It really is exciting. I mean, what else can a creator look forward to? Still surprising that the views stay always below the I mean, it's good. 2,000-3,000 views on the video is great. I would have expected it to go up a little bit more, especially when I saw UFOs roaming around on the moon close up like never before seen. But it's sort of the opposite. I think the better you are at exposing the government, the less you're going to be listened to, most likely. Wrench is not working. Do you guys know that? Oh, really? Really? Could be. Pull all my money out of my savings on Monday. I don't trust the bank anymore. B. Berkshire, you did very good doing so, sir. I agree with that, brother. I think it's a good thing. I'm not worried about what happened with the other banks because it was woke banks, but we know that they're trying to push in the CBDC or whatever they call it, digital currency, and stick a little chip little chip in your wrist that's about that wide. So they say. Very concerning when you think of that. Thanks again, Anika. How's it going, Leah? Everyone is pouring in at the same time. Hello, everyone above. Yes, that's good. We've reached 100 now. Well, we're locked at 100. On a good day, we hit 139. And it happens. Chris, good evening, Bruce. What this about? Insectoids. Never heard of this race of ETs. I have, and Chris, thanks for asking, because it's actually one that I haven't heard about myself very often, the race of ETs. But insectoids, you must have heard of the reptilians. They are apparently in several places, but apparently from the constellation of Draco. I'm pointing over there like Draco's there. It's actually over there. Constellation of Draco, reptilians. Apparently there are some bad reptilians and there are some good ones, like they're recreating the movie V. But if, Chris, that's you in the image, you won't remember the V. But if it's maybe your son or not, maybe you will remember that movie, The V, a long time ago, where the guy from Freddy was playing in that one. Javier Javi, thank you very much from Spain. Muchas gracias por venir a mi canal de investigación. Thank you so much. I have a little Spanish channel. It's not very big, but I did put some Spanish videos up, if ever. But I mean, hopefully you can speak a little bit of English. If not, you can check it out. Of Nice, Astronomia of Nice. That's the name of the channel. If you want to see the UFOs, thank you very much, Spain, for coming in. Stargazer 46 and 2 says, I was hearing rumors of war games off West Coast with Russia. You see, I'm a person that I believe that 100%, that these tactical battles are just tests. Actually, it is a game, war game. And I think the elites are sick enough to do a game in real world time. Think of that one, right? Well, maybe you are thinking of that one. Maybe you're pretty awake and saying, well, yeah, duh, that's probably what's going on. But that's definitely a scary one. Many videos so they can see, use radar outside. The Corona thing. I'll answer that right after this. Guys, you want a coffee? A little bit of coffee. Sit with you all. And I'm playing my eye. Doop, doop, doo, 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 doo. And all new people here, well, Bruce likes to get up and play in his eye once in a while. When I get up for coffee, I also do other things. Having a little problem with my eye this week, guys. It's been really bad. It gets me. I have no choice. It'll make some unprofessional streams, but that's my situation. Why scrap a whole stream because I have eye problems when I can come on and get off maybe 2-3 times? I've been not so bad so far. So what do you think, says Anthony, about my 2 probe eyes for the craft, like in many videos? My 2 Pro, which one's that one? Like many videos so they can see and use radar outside the corona they make. That's interesting. I'm not familiar with the My 2 probe. So they can see and use radar outside the corona they make. Well, it's funny. I believe Anthony Williams, I don't know if you saw the video of the UFO that came down in my yard, really, really close to the house, close to me. When it came down, that blinding light that I was looking at, I tend to think that if there's a blinding light, it could be that light was deliberate, forming a corona around it. That's why I'm thinking of that, so that I wouldn't be able to see it. Right? It's fucking, it's one of those days. One of those days, and they're like Alice, pow, right to the moon. Maybe they're hiding themselves so that we don't see them through that light. When the light opens up, the one I saw was this incredible star-like, cross-like light and whatnot. For whatever the reason they're doing it, I don't know. I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going to do something incredible, something I never do, never go down. Pat, how's it going, brother? 508-539. I'm late again. Hello, Bruce and Mods, watching front the Tiver ice fishing and watching the planes spraying chemtrails. Geez, Pat, êtes-vous Canada? Are you in Canada? Yeah, I hear you, man. Same damn thing here. The chemtrails is actually, there's like no stars in the sky whatsoever. Bruce. There's no clouds in the sky whatsoever, and the chemtrails come out and absolutely bombard the sun. Something pretty incredible, actually. Yeah, I think so. I think 2023, really, we're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff. Honestly, 100%. The banks are going to keep closing. Just wait. Yeah, the bad banks will keep closing. Me, for one, I've been saying it for a couple of months. You'll never see digital currency in your arm. That's for sure. Don't even worry about it, guys. It's all just a shit show. No matter how credible the people are talking about it, it's because they have the information that that's what they want to do. But for me, intuitively, it's not going to go through. There'll be no closing of banks. If the bank closes here, I'll be picketing the very next day in front of the bank. The banks that are closing are the corrupt ones, but you're not crazy, B. Berkshire. You don't have to tell me, just wait, closing, just wait. It could be, you could absolutely be right. But let me ask you something. Why would they close? Why would a bank close? There's no recession. The president said there's no recession. Biden. God darn. What you're going to see close are the banks that we're dealing with, Jeffrey Epstein. You're going to hear a lot about JP Morgan this week. You're going to hear, the Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank. There's another bank also, I think. Not sure that it closed. You could see another 5, 10, 15 banks close, but you're not going to see the Bank of America probably close. You're probably not going to see CIBC in Canada close, is what I believe, because they want to scare people to go towards that digital currency. Gilly Wookly got brokey. Hey, I am Kai's in the house. Thanks for stopping by, man. Scott Lee, thank you very much, you guys. Thank you, Darla. Have you guys ever heard of the moon base, a real moon base that I showed in my research? It's in Sinus Iridum, a very small website of photography where you can go buy a poster of that, or quite simply just look at the channel. I don't, not active there. I've had 3 sales, which I'm sure some of those sales are people that are here right now, and I thank you for that. Kind of glad I made it early for once. Will there be a Friday stream? Absolutely. Friday's a stream that I've never missed and that I'm never going to miss. I do 2 of them brother. One at 1 o'clock Eastern, my time, and 1 and 8. Remember 18. Yeah, on Fridays. So I start off Monday. I started Monday morning for whatever the reason. I went back to Monday morning. It's because the first stream I ever did on Monday morning, in 2 hours, I got over 6,000 people. I was surprised. The next Monday that I went to stream, I got 45 people as a peak view, limited to 45 people. So the most that was in the stream at one point was about 45. See, right now we're at 122 people watching, and we're 40 minutes into, oh, look at that. I got the time up on the top left. I've never noticed. We're 40 minutes into the stream, and we'll see a maximum of, I don't know if you guys can see the peak viewers. I don't think you can. You're just seeing the views, but right now there's 121 people at the same time in different areas that are watching the channel, and I thank you very much for doing so. YouTube's got to share out that stream once in a while. I try to keep them interesting, try to talk about the news. You know, in reality, I'm here, and anyone can ask me anything about my research. I would have thought that the streams would have been only about everything that I'm capturing on the moon, but now there's so much news going on. Cricket Lulu, thank you very much for being here. It's always so good to hear what you are hearing about what's going on here. Thank you very much in the U.S. Absolutely. I mean, I feel half American. I've always had a great interest with what's going on. America's the leading country of the world. We're not going to hide it. And it's in charge of many other things in many other countries, right? We've been starting to hear, Cricket Lulu, thanks for being here. We started hearing about the deep state and, you know, the Masons and whatnot, the satanic cults. Not a lot of people knew anything about this. Only the ones that researched into, you know, skull and bones and whatnot, where the presidents have been in that group, right? It's once you know that, you pretty much know the whole story. That's basically how The Simpsons and Family Guy are able to make cartoons ahead of time, ahead of things occurring. Okay, I admit there's some things that they know that I don't think people should be able to know. However, they're doing it. Maybe they're part of that satanic cult, and maybe a lot of people talk amongst themselves there. People talk about losing electrical grid. I think the world is just as much dependent on satellites now. Yes, and that's another problem we're going to have with those satellites. I think a lot of focus is being put on space, and some of the craft we are seeing can go into orbit. That's absolutely all that they're doing. Hiccups again. They're testing propulsion systems, water propulsion systems, plasma propulsion systems. Plasma propulsion systems. So they're testing new rovers effectively that will be on the surface of the moon. Artemis 1 sent to the base center of the solar system, from the center of the sun to the photosphere, to the chromosphere edge of the sun. Literally, they say that. You'll go to NASA website and you'll hear them say that they're going to go through the sun, but they're going to tell you that they go to the base center of the solar system. I've said it a lot. A lot of people say they're liars. Not only that they're liars, I don't think they lie necessarily about anything. They just leave shit out. Stuff that people are going to ask them questions about, they leave out. The spacesuits. They want to make the spacesuits thinner. Mark my words, it's going to be just like a vest, regular work suit that they're going to be able to wear. You're not going to see any hoses anymore for the oxygen. I'm pretty sure it'll be all in the mask and little solid hose at the back, I imagine, right? And you know, the first moon landing, I would have expected, even though they didn't go, or they've gone before. I know that for a fact, but they didn't go the way they showed the public. Like, I just, you know, me, the first time I looked at that moon landing, I said, I mean, he just walked out on the moon. He jumps down the stairs and lands on the moon. They landed the lander straight as a board. The 4 feet were even. There was no dust or anything anywhere on the lander or on the feet of the lander when it landed. Very, very mysterious, They just found out lots of finding out about the planets, guys. Venus has volcanic activity. It's coming out. They just found glaciers on Mars in the low altitudes. That's where they found glacier water, ice. They just talked about it. Lots of it on top of it. They talked about the seasonal changes on Mars that I mentioned in the last stream. That's something very interesting. I'm here. That my job is to be here to show what's on the moon, but to bring out the fact that there's an atmosphere and that there's vegetation on the moon. I'll be doing until I die, till the day I die. I want that to come out. I hope to God that it does come out and that they do talk about it. They're starting to grow vegetation. They want to grow vegetation on Mars. They're already doing it in the ISS space station. On the outside of the space station, there's a green organic vines and stuff that are growing all over that. Do you remember that, the organic material that all over the ISS space station? Then they stopped talking about it. Asteroids have vegetation. Asteroids have their own weather, and all celestial objects in general that are big enough have an orbit and an atmosphere around it. As a matter of fact, the DART project, I'm repeating myself again, they shot and diverted a satellite, a moon, of the asteroid from the DART project. They just recently said, as a matter of fact, it would be Bennu or Ryugu, I believe, asteroid has organic material, rich material on it. That means it's full of vegetation. It's got weeds all over it growing, right? Vegetation on Pluto. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure that's going to eventually all come out. And my own mother the other day was saying, Bruce, how can there be vegetation on Mars and seasonal changes, and on Earth have seasonal changes, but that there wouldn't be seasonal changes or vegetation or atmosphere on the moon? It's a bit odd. They say the atmosphere is completely down. Well, which is closer to the sun? The moon's closer to the sun than us. They must have some damn nice trees on the moon. Some damn nice trees on the moon. You know those big sequoias that we cut down here to make empires and palaces? Sat at work doing a fecal, going in 2 hours. Right on. Enjoy that time. But it's longer. If you're like me, when you're at work and you get the last 2 hours, there's nothing to do. Time doesn't go by very fast. But thank you for listening in, man. You guys, Cynical Entity is Peter Benton's channel, and he started his music channel. We got a couple of people here with music channels. Me, including me, Bruce's Music. You got to check that out. If you want to get a good laugh, hearing me sing How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. I had a lot of fun on that channel. It's my relaxing channel. All the videos that are on my music channel, guys, check the uploaded dates. I made every song on that channel in 2022 last year. Wrote everything I wrote was just last year, off of the head. I have a lot of fun on the music channels. You can check out Peter's channel right there. Anthony, even worse, wanting to get rid of all the men, all the dads, already a big problem. It definitely is a big problem. Want everyone to be, they want us all with boobs, I guess. They better be careful, man. Guys like boobs. Maybe a lot of guys say, why not grab my own? No, thank you. Seriously, no, thank you. I hope so, our friend Kai. Yeah, how are you feeling, brother? Bitcoin billionaire going to walk away scot-free because he was working for the Democratic Party. That's the answer, guys. You want to know what's going to happen to the guy of Silicon Valley Bank? He's a Democrat in Congress. He's good. He's good. He's absolutely no problem. Thanks again, Javi. Yep, Jason Swartz, Jason John Swartz. That's my brother's channel. If you guys want to check out and see who my brother is. My brother changed his life by getting closer to God. That's what he did. Became a Christian and finding himself. And I think it's awesome. So you guys can check it out. I think the United States Space Force is up and 100% operational. Damn right they are. I'm going to show you that in a second. Silver is cheap. They use silver to make UFO. Hey, Mr. Sandman, I wonder, eh? It's true, you know, when you think of it, it is cheap. It absolutely is. Pain gone. That's good. Ate some. Oh yeah. Chocolate. They say the dark chocolate. I remember my mother and everyone used to always say, eat dark chocolate. It's less fattening. It's better for you. It's true, but it's filled with lead. They just admitted it. Things are getting crazy. Things that they're admitting. And that's Elias Valhatla's channel. You guys got to check out that channel too. And he just recently uploaded, again, as he always does on the channel. How's it going, Gabber Beast? We got the juice. The Bruce juice. My girlfriend always says, oh, you're watching Bruce juice. I got a lot of names, man, at school like that. Because you said when you interviewed me, you're making my juices flowing. Yeah. Yes, but it wasn't sexual. Don't get your hopes up. Absolutely. I remember that. Hello to both of you. Thanks, Gabber. Oh, Anna, you're right about that. That's actually something they want to take. They want to remove it. I thought they wanted to bring it back. Me, I loved it because it was the only fun that the trolls I had with the trolls. But yeah, they're doing a lot of updates on YouTube. I've heard something like that. Francine de Sudbury, ben merci beaucoup. Allô à toi. Bonne journée, merci d'être ici. Puis j'espère, Francine, que tu es au courant de ma chaîne française, OVNI Québec Astronomie. Aussi, ben, il va y avoir une vidéo là ce soir, demain, sur le membre, côté membre aussi. Je te remercie, Francine, d'être ici. Illyrian Spear, how's it going? Hey, Bruce, what is your opinion on Dr. Stephen Greer? Do you think he's credible? You know what? I wonder a lot about Stephen Greer. I know that he's doing stuff that the government apparently was totally against, but I don't know about him. The first time I saw him, he was, I didn't, and this is silly, but he was arrogant. He was sort of telling the people in the audience to shut up, that it was serious. I found out he has a father or family member that worked at NASA, you know, and he was a brain surgeon or something, Stephen Greer, before that. You got to wonder who the hell these guys are. And me, well, got nothing against somebody making a living, but it's really odd how everything came out with channels that, you know, you have to send money to be able to get on the channels and everything. Because I don't even know if he has a website, but and I'm not ruling him out. I know that he could be a whistleblower, you know, he really could be a whistleblower. I'm just really concerned, like Jeremy Corbell, Luis Elizondo. Are these guys a front? Are these guys just a shit show? I hope not. All respect to them there. I'm happy that they brought out what they brought out, but Luis Elizondo, this guy's got papers and you know, certificates, freaking biology, and the government. He's a consultant, Luis Elizondo, for the government when they ask questions about unidentified aerial phenomena. So you got to wonder who the hell this guy is. They're trying to take away his top secret clearancy. Imagine that. While on the river fishing and looking at the clouds, oh, that showed up again. They were white and 15 minutes. Oh, no, okay, it's another one. On the river fishing and looking at the clouds, they were white, and 15 minutes later, they turned gray. That's another thing that I've been afraid since Ohio, really flipping out, like literally flipping out with the dark clouds. I'm so afraid to get some of that contamination. Who knows where it is by now? Probably, listen, as a matter of fact, Fukushima, they said, or even Chernobyl, I think it was Fukushima, the contamination went around the world. It went completely around the world, it said. And they're just starting to admit that now. We have cow fields all around here that grow. What's that icon? Oh, really? Mushrooms. I don't do them, but if I did, I'd have unlimited supply. Hey, that's crazy. What's the address? Can you imagine that? Actually, you can go to New Brunswick. New Brunswick, right near here. They grow there all over the place. For some reason, they even grow in front, a patch in front of the police station. Guy got caught. He was in front of the police station. They were growing between the police station, but in the center of the highway. So he was there in the center of the highway, and he was picking with his bag. At one point, the cops went and asked him what he was picking up, and he was picking up mushrooms. Hey, Marie-Donne, comment ça va? Bonsoir à toi. J'espère que tu vas bien. Prends soin de toi. Ben, je te remercie beaucoup. Ne serait pas sur le chat samedi. OK, d'accord. Quand j'ai un ami qui est décédé, je m'excuse pour ça, Marie-Donne. Je t'envoie des gros bisous, puis en même temps, je t'envoie de l'énergie puis de la force pour ça. Je suis très... Mes condoléances aussi en même temps, Marie-Donne. That's too bad. Marie-Donne will not be by Saturday. She lost a friend. Merci, Marie-Donne. Yeah, 39 likes, that's pretty low. We're still at 119, see? We're locked at the 120. It's incredible. Look at anyone else's stream. Do your stream yourself, and you'll see the numbers fluctuate up and down. I should be hitting always 500, 600, 700 people. Honestly. Could be. Hey, thank you very much, Anna. Always appreciate that. We have Margaret Leach here in the house with us. He does, Stephen A. He has some incredibly wild stories. Like, he was asked by the elites to accept an amount of money and shut up about it. There's a lot of them say that. Alex Jones had admitted that they asked him, Alex Jones, for to go work with the WEF or with the elites and to stop speaking against them. Your new channel, teaching guitar, starting with Frampton. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I love Peter Frampton. I want you. Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin. Kashmir. Those are my groups. And Floyd. Hey, man, you just named all of my groups, except for the other two that I worked so hard with. Eric Clapton played his entire collection of songs from the beginning, and that's where I had a lot of fun playing his songs because it's the first time that I ever used a slide, metal slide, to play the blues. Ça, les house, il va falloir qu'on se pratique avec la slide, man. J'en ai joué de la slide avec les tunes Eric Clapton, c'est vraiment le fun. La slide de métal, là. Clapton songs, I had a lot of fun with that. Cool, sounds fun. Have a wonderful time, Kai. It's been years since I did any. How come I'm not seeing what Kai said? These are from Sweden. Okay. Moving on up. Yes, Cynical now has a sub. It should have a lot more than one sub. By the time we're done here, 15 to 25 of us will take the time to go over and head over and see it. You'll be able to check out his Peter Benton channel at the same time. Purple Alien in the house. See, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm not against people that are making money. I got a fundraiser. I'm trying to raise money. Sure, I get it. But yeah, you made a lot of money Yeah, yeah, for sure, $1 million on that documentary. That's 100%, 100% big hype about Wilcock, right? Is it David Wilcock or something like that? And Gaia and another guy that another Gaia. There's some court cases with some money laundering and some one of the guys had, my God, I think he has 26 fundraising associations to gather money for his show, and he raises a couple of million a year. It's like, holy crap. Justin Palmier, merci d'être ici. Salut. Margaret says, hello from sunny Montreal, Canada. My goodness, Margaret. What's happening with Montreal? This is like the second day all winter that we get this much of sun, because the period of sunlight is really short. Throw open the windows, aired out apartment. Yeah, same. So exactly what I did this morning. Actually, I'm walking around the house and I feel blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Got the oldest French name in here, yet I can't understand a word. That's true. Bone could be French. Yeah. I used to go to school with a lady called, well, she's a lady now, but she wasn't back then. She was a little girl, Jocelyn. And that's why when I hear the name Bone like that, I know how to pronounce it, because she'd get mad when people didn't pronounce her name right. Like the teacher, I think, was like Jocelyn Bialny. That's like my name. People really like screwing up my name, Swartz. Everyone just calls me Schwartz anyways. Where are those thumbs up? What's going on? Yeah, but it's 7 days a week I stream, basically. It's, even Fridays, Saturdays, you never get more views. This Friday, it's going to be 113, 119, same amount of views. It's locked. I get 100 comments per video. I got 97,000 subscribers. It's crazy. 100 comments per video blows my mind. So the 139 that you see there, well, now we're 100. See, I like fucking with you trolls though, because I get to know how many trolls are here. There's probably about 17 watching right now. All our favorite ones that we miss. Oh, the sexy misheard, the very beautiful and confused Ace of Space. There's a whole bunch of them. I could start naming them. I miss you so, guys. You got to start making more videos about me being a pedo and all that. I sort of miss the love. Beautiful day in Niagara, Canada. Thank you so much. On a scale of 1 to 10, I always ask the trolls how much it bothers them that I'm not offended. If you're not offended by anything, they won't be able to get a hold of you. Let's do it. What? Do you want me to call the police station? I've been so thinking of that. Charlene, thank you for being here. Thank you, guys. Too early for you guys, but for me, it's almost night, 6 o'clock. The sun sets in an hour here. Mia ora. Putin knows what's hiding under the Antarctic. Oh, yeah. I believe that 100%. And it's going to be a fight for that, right? Like who's going to be able to get dibs on that? Therapeutic dose and get in chat, but it would be interesting. Oh, no, it would 100% be interesting. As a matter of fact, that we would, a stargazer, we would probably solve a few mysteries of the universe and space. I'm not joking. That shit is not shit. You don't have to take it more than once in your lifetime to be able to experience something out of this world. And it sticks with you. If you open a portal, taking that, it sticks with you. Why do you think the military gave liquid LSD to the patients and asked them questions? All the videos are still on YouTube of those, really interesting videos. I feel so serene. I feel so happy. Remember the soldier, they asked him, they gave him a dose equivalent to 10 joints. He was happy, happy, happy. He said, "Did you feel any sadness?" "Oh, no, no sadness." And they write in their books, "Do not give this to the humans. They like it." Not too good to be on a battlefield, though. Walking with your gun on mush, I don't think you're going to shoot anyone. Maybe yourself. It's probably the only thing that's going to happen. I'm back. Sally, thanks a lot for being here. We got Dan's here. Salut, Dan, merci. Ça va super bien. Sorry about the buffering. Thousands of invisible sats with super black coatings so we can't see them. 100,000%. That's exactly what's up there. That is exactly what is up there right now. Remember a couple of years ago, they said the big telescopes were complaining. If all those telescopes are going to be launched, they're going to have problems. They're going to interfere with the telescopes locating and tracking stars with the applications. Elon Musk said, no problem. He said, what we're going to do is we're going to make them smaller, make them completely black. They'll rise up in orbit, and they turn the mirrors away from Earth so that you don't get any flashes. I say tonight, I will get some UFOs tonight. Haven't had the sky in ages. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to see some UFOs tonight. Maybe even see some of the moon. I like where it is right now. It's a bit less than half, even though it shouldn't, because I just filmed the full moon. I thought a little confused, but doesn't matter. I filmed the moon of March. Now the moon is back out again. Okay, and it's going to start getting bigger. But I don't like filming the moon full. I like filming it when the Terminator line is half or quarters way, because it elevates the surface like crazy. It's never the same. Surface is never the same. There's something I didn't know what it was. Like, why am I looking at Copernicus one moon phase, and the next moon phase I can't see the smaller craters, but it's still a clear night because the atmosphere on the moon differs, just like Mars. Space Force says we expect to see interfering and blinding of our satellites during conflict. And China, they're testing an on-orbit satellites, that several on-orbit satellites, which could also possibly be weaponized. That's something that's concerning them. And Salzman, he's the new general of the Space Force. So expect some changes, guys. These are things that not everybody picks up on, even me, because we don't always hear it in the news. Very recently, just a couple of weeks ago, General Salzman took over in charge of the Space Force. Why do you think they change the bosses, the higher up, so often? So they don't know what's going on in the other projects. There's something very sus that's going on. Using my little youth new words that I've heard people use online. Kids are using that. Wow, that's sus. Love it. U.S. Space Force Chief of Space Operations, General B. Chance Salzman, testified on March 14th. So that was yesterday, in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Strategic Forces Subcommittee. So, Washington, the U.S. Space Force Chief of Space Operations, Salzman, in congressional testimony March 14th, singled out China as the most immediate threat as it continues to weaponize its space technology. Now, China's been launching, guys. If you're following the launches of China, it's one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. 3, 4, 5 a day. Let's go. Continually. You look in the States, it gets scrubbed. That got scrubbed. It got set back, waiting for a launch window. Got a hose leak. Got a pressure problem. It's the sensor problem. There's always something continually coming up with the States. Like, I'm going to read to you soon also about the mysterious hypersonic missile that was supposed to be launched by the Space Force. China is likely pursuing anti-satellite systems. Among the most concerning of China's technologies, Salzman said, are ground-based lasers designed to disrupt and degrade satellite sensors. They're blinding themselves. We spoke about this a year ago. Electronic warfare jammers targeting GPS. Electronic warfare jammers targeting GPS. Get ready to have your cameras broken and telescopes broken. Is it going to break the GPS on my telescope? And communication satellites and anti-satellite missiles. Hope they don't send a missile down to the house. China is likely pursuing anti-satellite systems able to destroy satellites in geosynchronous orbit. Now that's scary. If you don't know what geosynchronous orbit is, it's in an orbit. It's also the orbit where they send the satellites to die in the constellation of a bunch of defunctional satellites. Synchronous orbit is when is geostationary or geosynchronous. In other words, it's turning with Earth. So if you were to try to locate that object and you look up, it'll be like a star and it would be moving with the stars. So likely pursuing anti-satellite systems able to destroy satellites in geosynchronous orbit, Salzman said in testimony to the Senate Armed Services Committee Strategic Forces Subcommittee. They're testing on-orbit systems which could be weaponized, as they have already shown the capability to physically control and move other satellites. So are those lights a technology, top secret technology, and or are they UFOs? Why all this different name and terms that they're giving? Unidentified aerial phenomena. Now it's unidentified anomalous phenomena. They're changing the UAP was one thing, and then Luis Elizondo changed it to another thing. Strategic Forces Subcommittee member Tommy, whoever, during a hearing, pressed Salzman to elaborate on what might unfold in space in the conflict with a rival power. The Chinese and the Russians, over many years, have watched how dependent the U.S. military has become on satellites for every aspect of their operations, obviously, Salzman says. So if they can blind us, if they can interfere with those capabilities, or God forbid, if I were you, Salzman, I wouldn't use the word God because you're going to be seeing him soon. God forbid, he says, destroy them completely. They know that will diminish our advantages. I can see interfering. I can see blinding. I can see some of those gray area kinds of attacks on our capabilities to try and put us behind the 8 ball, he added. Ooh, they used the magic 8 ball. Can the Space Force defend America? I added the America to make it more dramatic. Several members of the subcommittee, which oversees military space funding, sought insight, he must be corrupt, sought insight from Salzman on whether the Biden administration 2024 budget request funds needed systems to counter China. Well, I'll tell you why they're hurrying up. In 2024, there's not going to be any more funding money for these bozos and clowns that are, I mean, who knows? Maybe Silicon Valley Bank money is going just for these fucked up events that are happening. Maybe they're sending it all to Ukraine. Who the hell knows what's going on anymore? Can the Space Force defend against these anti-satellite threats? And this is something that, for me, if maybe some of you wonder why I like speaking about the news, but it really has a lot to do with the UFOs that we're seeing out there. And the UFOs that they're maybe one day going to tell us about that are flying around Earth, they're keeping the ones on the moon secret. I believe that's going to be a disclosure way further down the road, right? Or maybe not if it gets leaked out. Everything gets leaked out. Every 3 months there's something leaked out from the inside, from someone on the inside. So I can only hope that there's a bunch of good apples inside the FBI, the CIA, DARPA, and all that are actually spying on them and trying to bring that information out, hopefully to the Americans and not Russia and China. I don't know. Salzman laid out the Space Force plan to transition from its current dependence on geostationary satellites to proliferated networks of smaller satellites in low and medium Earth orbits. So that supposed drone or whatever that I filmed, that I told everyone, hey, look, it looks like a military drone. They can be flying around just over the houses with these fast moving objects. They obviously have a simple auto destruct mechanism that these objects were to crash on the ground, they just burn up or whatnot. Who knows, right? That makes sense. China has grappling satellites. Did you guys know that? That could pull the US Space Force out of orbit. Grappling satellites. Isn't that scary? That's a problem for the US that relies on less than maneuverable older legacy satellites. A proliferated constellation makes it a much tougher proposition for them to execute against. Top of debate with regard to space and national security, here's another one, is the blurring line between defensive and offensive weapons, an issue complicated by the fact that many space technologies have dual commercial and military applications. Right. We want to make sure that you're getting the right policies that don't restrict your offensive abilities. Do you feel like you have the right policies in place to both protect and attack if necessary? Asked Salzman. Salzman said he had no complaints. I can assure you there are no policies that prevent us from exploring a full spectrum of operations, he added. It's just about doing the work, establishing what I would call, he says, an understanding of what the capabilities can and can't do, blah, blah, blah. And then we test and we learn from our experiences. Test, test, test. What do you think they're doing? That's exactly what they are doing. Salzman, chief of the space station, again said, just recently was supposed to launch a hypersonic missile. Salzman said the Space Force's 2024, there we go, 2024 budget proposal includes about $340 million for an operational testing and training infrastructure. They're lucky, eh? So we're going to have to train new astronauts. So we're going to ask for just under $400 million to build what? A building? Why don't they find buildings that are like $1 million worth? They could build 340 buildings. No, they don't want to do that, I guess. I think that's sufficient for this year. That should be enough this year. Next year they'll ask for 600, right? Because we've got a lot of study to do to make sure we're building the right kind of ranges, the right kind of simulators, and we're learning as we go. So that's going to cost a lot of money. Another priority is improving U.S. intelligence on space threats. Maybe using U.S. intelligence to protect the American people would be also a good training to do. In order to avoid surprises, they say. Oh, come on. Intelligence fields love surprises. You're a whole box of surprises. That's the space domain awareness tenet. And we are investing heavily in new sensors. We're investing in capabilities with our allies and partners. The key is not just to collect data, but to rapidly turn it into operational decisions, he said. I think we have good software investments. So, in response to the senator's questions on the Chinese spy balloon, Salzman made it clear that it's not a primary focus of the Space Force. Chinese spy balloons are not their focus. Whose focus is it? Maybe Canada's? The area where high altitude balloons fly is often referred to as near space. But I like to call it far air. Good for you. These guys are idiots. If there's any realistic chance that the Chinese and the Russians will come to the table with regard to norms for space, unfortunately, the norms that they talk about are not the ones we support. Okay, said Salzman. This is a battle of narratives over international norms. There'll be more fighting about that, more delays about that also. Tuberville raised the space industry's concerns about the growing space debris problem. Every stream I talked to you about that space debris, there's always something in the news about it. They said companies come by his office regularly to pitch debris removal solutions they think the US government should buy. There's so much debris around Earth, like a lot of you know. And very recently, there's been collisions of American debris. There's been collisions with Russian and Chinese debris. Soon, Canada will be putting shit up there in space too. But yeah, the solution also to fix the debris problem, they have to get rid of all that debris, but there's more and more debris being caused. And I would not be surprised if they send something up there to cause lots of debris. Imagine, how do we get rid of the American satellites? No problem. Send something up at 450 kilometers up in the atmosphere, right? Just about the height of maybe 20 kilometers below the space station, 430 kilometers, or whatnot. You launch something that explodes with many fragments and pieces or whatever, goes all over the place, destroys the ISS space station, destroys most of the satellites. And what does it cost? Nothing. The worst part of it is they don't know where these attacks are coming from. In space, it's harder to track and to find out what is what and where things are coming from, apparently. That's what they said. Salzman said the Space Force is not ready to commit to any one specific debris cleanup approach and is primarily focused on preventing the creation of more debris. I haven't seen demonstrated capabilities, said Salzman. It's one thing to have a pitch that says we can do something, pitch like in Shark Tank. We can do something that's another to have a demonstrated capability. That didn't make any sense. It's one thing to have a pitch that says we can do something that's another to have a demonstrated capability. Moving right along. Debris removal today isn't my number one challenge, said Salzman. But if somebody feels like they can demonstrate a capability, cleaning up debris, it's an important concept. Salzman is prepared. Excuse me. Salzman, the chief of the Space Force, in a prepared statement, said the Space Force currently tracks approximately 47,900 objects in space, a 16% growth in objects from since when? How long ago? 2022. Since 2022, we're now in 2023. As a matter of fact, go back from 2021 to 2023. Of those objects, 7,100 are active payloads. Guys, you hear that? The debris in space, 7,100 of those pieces of debris in space are active payloads. A 37% increase from 2021 to 2022. Expended rocket bodies, inactive satellites, and debris further congest the environment. Imagine the UFOs that are crashed and the pieces are roaming around. I wonder. And I think we saw it the last time. In the current era of great power competition, the main goals of the U.S. Defense Department, just quite simply here, just at the end, are to modernize military forces and forge alliances with partners. This Ukraine and all this shit, not good. With partners in order to deter China. In the space domain, the plan is to be in a state of perpetual competition, says Salzman again. Salzman's a badass, I think. Don't know what's going to happen with that, but he's been there. It really has not been a long time either that he showed up. Over here, on the other space video. Yeah, the prototype spacesuit for Artemis astronauts on the moon. It's like a winter coat. Literally what they're going to be wearing. They look a little silly. They look like it's their first time that they're going to try to go to space. They don't look like astronauts. They look like a bunch of goons, actually. Suspected U.S. hypersonic missile test launch from Cape Canaveral was scrubbed. What I'm reading to you right now was published for the first time by Andrew Jones, which is on space.com, for the first time in 12 hours. An unusual navigation warning, which eventually sparked the interest in a planned clandestine test launch. It was a planned, secretive test launch. Hypersonic missiles, guys, can change courses to avoid detection and anti-missile defenses. The U.S. Department of Defense, DoD, canceled a test launch of an undisclosed missile out of Florida's Cape Canaveral Space Force Station earlier this month, they're saying. Airspace closure warnings issued by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, indicated launch activity scheduled for between March 2nd and March 6th, generating interest and speculation in the event, Florida Today reported. Marco Langbroek, a lecturer in optical space situational awareness at the Delft University of Technology in Netherlands, noted that the navigational warning drew a forked flight path over the North Atlantic, indicating that the mission was not a typical orbital launch activity, but more like a hypersonic missile test. While gaining attention, however, the test did not take place. The Office of Secretary of Defense informed Florida Today that as a result of pre-flight checks, the test did not occur. The nature of the system to be tested was not disclosed, will not be disclosed, but apparent clues emerged on Twitter, of all places. The U.S. has been stepping up efforts to develop hypersonic weapons in the wake of an apparent progress by both Russia and China in that field itself. Interesting, isn't it? It's scary news. Scary news. Let's see here. Be sure I'm in all the right places. All the right places. There we go. China. I say it like Trump. I like that. China launches classified. So let's, keep that in mind. March 15th. Okay. That's today. China launches classified Cheyenne 19 COVID-19. Cheyenne 19 test satellite from the Gobi Desert, of course. China launched a new classified satellite Wednesday. So we are, I don't even know what we are. Today. So it really was today. Satellite Wednesday as part of an apparent space systems development test secretive program. A Long March 2 solid rocket, I hope it's solid, dumbasses, lifted off from the Geocorona satellite launch center in northwest China at 7:41 a.m. Eastern Time, March 15th, this morning, rising into the dusk above the Gobi Desert. The state-owned China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, CASC, announced within an hour of launch that the payload designated Cheyenne 19 had successfully entered its intended near polar orbit. No details. You go now. No details regarding the satellite were provided by CASC nor Chinese state media. Qin Hua stated that the experiment satellite will primarily be used for land resource surveys urban planning, disaster prevention, mitigation, and other missions, and to destroy the US, of course. So I added that in, make it more interesting. The Shanghai Institute of Satellite Engineering, 509th Institute of the Shanghai, has lots of institutes, of the Shanghai Academy of Space Flight Technology, SAST, developed the satellite. SAST stated that the mission uses a platform developed to provide low-cost, miniaturized, lightweight, and high functional density satellites. SAST itself is a major space launch vehicle and satellite maker. So, not too interested about that, but I know that, again, China's setting up something that is secretive yet again. So you have to wonder, it's like, what the hell? And you never know what those satellites are when they're sending the bloody satellites up too. So it's like, you wonder, you know? Here's a cool one. Water, right? Bruce found water in 2016 on the moon. And NASA now on Mars, March 15th. This is news by the SETI Institute. So keep that in mind. What the hell? Hold on here. It's like a lot of tracks. I don't know what the hell that is. Modern glacier remains found near Mars equator. Suggests water ice possibly present today at low latitudes. Not like Wednesday today, but like now. So there's something interesting. In a groundbreaking announcement at the 54th, Lunar and Planetary Science Conference held in the Woodlands. Is there wood in the moon? Texas scientists revealed the discovery of a relic glacier near the equator of Mars, located in eastern Noctis Labyrinthus at the coordinates. I'm not going to say that. This finding is significant as it implies the presence of surface water ice on Mars in recent times, even near the equator. This discovery raises the possibility that ice may still exist at a shallow depth in the area, which could have significant implications for future human exploration. The surface featured, identified as a relic glacier, is one of many light-toned deposits found in the region. Typically, LTDs, light-toned deposits, consist mainly of light-colored sulfate salts, but this deposit also shows many of the features of a glacier, including crevasses, fields, and moraine bands. The glacier is estimated to be 6 kilometers long and up to 4 kilometers wide, with a surface elevation ranging from 1.3 kilometers to 1.7 kilometers. This discovery suggests that Mars' recent history may have been more watery than previously thought, which could have implications for understanding the planet's habitability. And it becomes very interesting because right after that, a post came out that says, where did Earth's water come from? No, not melted meteorites, according to scientists. Things have changed. Wonder why. Get some coffee, guys. A new study published in the journal Nature brings scientists one step closer to answering that question, led by University of Maryland. Assistant Professor of Geology Megan Newcomb. Researchers analyzed melted meteorites that had been floating around in space since the solar system's formation 4.5 billion years ago. That date will change in the coming year. They found that these, because I don't think Earth is that old, Really not old, like more than 2 weeks old, but not that old. They found that these meteorites had extremely low water content. In fact, they were among the driest extraterrestrial materials ever measured. You hear that, guys? No water in meteorites at all. These results, which let researchers rule them out as the primary source of Earth's water, could have important implications for the search for water and life on other planets. It also helps researchers understand the unlikely conditions that aligned to make Earth a habitable planet. We wanted to understand how our planet managed to get water because it's not obvious at all. They don't know. They don't know why. Newcomb says getting water and having surface oceans on a planet that is small and relatively near the sun is one challenge. I was going to say one hell of a challenge. They didn't write hell, but it's a challenge. The team of researchers analyzed 7 melted or anchodrite meteorites. That's a type of meteorite that crashed into Earth billions of years ago after splintering from at least 5 planetesimals objects that collided to form the planets in our solar system in a process known as melting. So funny. Many of these planetesimals were heated up by the decay of radioactive elements. That's what they say in the early solar system's history, causing them to separate into layers with a crust, mantle, and core. Because these meteorites fell to Earth only recently, this experiment was the first time anyone had ever measured their volatiles. Really. UMD geology graduate student Liam Peterson used an electron microprobe, to measure their levels of magnesium, iron, calcium, and silicone. They joined Newcomb at the Carnegie Institution for Sciences Earth and Planets Laboratory to measure their water contents with a secondary eon mass spectrometry instrument, of course. The challenge of the analysis water is in extremely dry materials is that any terrestrial water on the sample surface or inside the measuring instrument can easily be detected, tainting the results, of course. So, to reduce contamination, researchers first baked their samples in a low temperature vacuum oven to remove any surface water. Before the samples could be analyzed in the secondary eon mass spectrometer, the samples had to be dried out once again. I had to leave the samples under a turbo pump, a really high quality vacuum, for more than a month. What the hell are they talking about? More than a month to draw down the terrestrial water enough. Some of their meteorite samples came from the inner solar system, where Earth is located in a solar system. Located and where conditions are generally assumed to have been warm and dry. Other rarer samples came from the colder, icier outer reaches of our planetary system. Well, that's a little bit of bullshit, I think, honestly. Not that I think everything's bullshit, but volcanoes on Venus, guys, planet Venus. Scientists offer evidence that Venus is volcanically active right now. When I saw, I think it was a couple of years ago, it could even be in 2020. I caught, those of you that will remember, I have a video of Venus exploding or literally flashing. At that time, it was right before the activity started here, like everything, right? A couple of years after, we got the problems with the sun. They started talking about the sun, solar maximum leading up to 2025. They say that there are volcanoes on Venus active right now. Venus appears to have volcanic activity, according to a new research paper that offers strong evidence to answer the lingering question about whether Earth's sister, I have no idea why they call it a sister. twice as far as Earth. It's beside the sun, not like Earth. It rotates differently as to Earth. It's comparable in size, I believe. So the paper that offers strong evidence to answer the lingering question about whether Earth's sister planet currently has eruptions and or lava flows. Venus, although similar to Earth in size and mass, differs markedly in that it does not have plate tectonics. Now, this is really interesting. It really is interesting because you can go on someone's channel and they're talking about Venus, and you can say, "Did you know that Venus has no tectonic plates?" They'll call you nuts, probably. I did not know that. So, if there are no tectonic plates, doesn't mean there's no earthquakes, but maybe the planet wasn't formed the same way. Tectonic plates on Earth, like the San Andreas fault line that separates California, that they hit into each other. They're always moving. They're always moving up and down over each other and under each other. But now they say for the past 20, 30 years, San Andreas, the fault line's pressing up against another tectonic plate, one plate against the other, and it barely moves. And when it moves, you get a lot of shaking. But at one point, it's going to go whoop and slide over. And that's where they predicted in California that it would be approximately a 9.5 earthquake. They even predicted 1,500 deaths. And you might say it's surprising. There's going to be a lot more deaths than that. But no, probably not. A lot of us are going to live there. It's not that everyone's going to die. You got to think positive too at the same time. Just, it's inevitable. Sometimes some of us are in bad situations and bad areas. If you're, I don't know, maybe you're taking a trip in the desert on foot up in the mountains when it happens and fall in the sinkhole. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody knows how it's going to be. I can give you an idea though. In the news yesterday, I hope I'm not wrong, but I think in San Diego, and if there's no sky rises in San Diego, let me know. It mustn't be there. I think it was in the States. They blocked off, I think it was in the States. They blocked off a building, very high rising building, because something happened. They still didn't know what it was, but glass, because of the wind, was coming out of the high rising buildings and was smashing down onto the cars and sidewalks below. When blackouts hit or when an earthquake hits, everything happens so friggin' fast, like a domino effect. As a matter of fact, the other bank that closed, there was a domino in the name. Find it funny that they call themselves the Domino Bank. They sort of knew that they were gonna fall, I think. Venus, although similar to Earth in size and mass, differs markedly. And I read that, didn't I? New researchers by the University of Alaska Fairbanks Geophysical Institute research professor Robert Herrick revealed a nearly 1 square mile volcanic vent that changed its shape and grew over 8 months in 1991. Boom. Guys, you know that crater that I filmed this year in 2020, well, actually at the end of 2022, and compared it with footage in 2019, there's an expansion on a crater that it's completely, there's extra pieces on it. Crater looks like it had 2 walls. Now it looks like it's got 3 walls, and the crater beside it also changed. Maybe on the moon, if there's a volcano, there's not hundreds of thousands of them, but it could be one, maybe even causing all that smoke. Well, we know the people that are dead there, maybe seismic event. Earth is inside of Earth. The moon's inside of Earth's Geocorona. So the oxygen on Earth, the furthest point in our atmosphere that extends that point of oxygen in the atmosphere, many thousands, if not over 100,000 miles or kilometers or miles past the moon. Why would the moon not have vegetation on it? It's sitting right inside of that zone where it's totally possible. But they tell us weird things like the craters plunge down to minus 450 degrees Celsius, and during the day they go up to it's like the temperatures of boiling lead, which is 865 degrees, even though NASA says 895, they're wrong about it. I worked in lead, and 865 is the exact temperature that you need to boil lead and have it become in liquid form. Worked in a lead company for a couple of years. It's really only in the last decade or so that the Megalyn data has been available full resolution. Yeah, we'll see. That's the thing. They don't show us any of the images at all. Of Venus and Pluto. We're seeing a lot more this year than ever before, but for whatever the reason why, I don't know. Did you see what they were saying in Oregon just before I get off here and I go finish up with you guys? Fossilized guano suggests Central Oregon region once has hosted a colony of pteros or oh my god, I can't even spell it. Pterosaurs, pterosaurs, or pterosaurs. That's a bit odd, eh? In Oregon, a small team of archaeologists, assisted by a large group of volunteers, have unearthed what may be evidence of an ancient colony of pterosaurs living in what is now a central region in Oregon. In their paper published in the Journal of Lafayette, having problems reading, the researchers describe a 2-week dig held in the summer of 2021 at the Green Breccia bed in the Hudspeth Formation, located northeast of Mitchell in Oregon. In 2018, another team of archaeologists excavated what has come to be known as the Mitchell ornithopod, a fossilized toe that once belonged to a creature living during the Cretaceous. Okay, must be an era or time when the dinosaurs were around. It presented the first dinosaur fossil found in Oregon. Subsequent research suggested it was likely from an ornithopod, a type of duck-billed dinosaur. They got ducks in Oregon. That's cool. Well, that's enough. Julie Parker is here. Thank you for coming by, Julie Parker. Let me scroll all the way down now. All the way down. Danny, thank you very much. Oh, wow, man. Thanks for doing so. Yeah, I left it up. I got a strike on it, imagine. But I did leave it up. There was a problem with actually, you see that? You're gonna see that Crow 777 and I disagree with who's up there on the moon and who the UFOs are. He doesn't believe any human can leave Earth. Crow 777 doesn't believe anyone went to the moon. I don't think. Because all those channels are geared towards children like Jake Paul. Yep, they get the games and the youth. It's true though what you say. It's all those young people that are going to those channels. He tried Bitcoins and all that stuff that they're doing are pretty sneaky, I find. He got caught, eh? Coffeezilla sort of exposed them along with a lot of other yeah, I know, man. I saw their videos, horrendous. Their attitudes of what they do. PewDiePie grew up with only 5 kilometers from where I live. Hey, wow, Maria. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Well, he has an amazing community, I guess, but him too, it's a lot of young people, eh? I never thought, there would be any interest like that in the gaming websites when I was younger. I honestly didn't even believe it. UFO relations and cats, top 3 top internet searches. Yeah, you said it. UFO relations and cats. Yeah, definitely. Porn would be the 4th, right? For sure. Norma C is in the house. I forgot to say hello to her before. Hello, Norma C. Hi, Norma. David Wilcock did a video about how fake all the YT numbers are. Yeah, that, yes. Those they like are inflated, those they don't like are suppressed. Exactly. And don't forget, any big channel can go out and buy views, you can buy subscribers, and you'll see it. There's a channel, Limey Watcher. He's one that bought his own subs, and as much as he can get mad, one of my trolls, by the way. It's in reality, it's the second channel of John Walson. But when you go in that channel, you'll see that he has 10, however many subscribers. I think it's 10.2 thousand or something like that. He doesn't move. He never gets one subscriber lost or gained, because some of these people, when they start the channels and they start, excuse the expression, fucking with the numbers and that, they get screwed up. They screw up their own channels, and you can see sometimes manipulation, what it can do. But why YouTube is definitely screwing with the numbers. Do you guys remember? This was before you, Norma, see that you came here. I have videos. Hi, Betty Zoom. I have videos that show the proof of my revenue going down and shows the views backing up. So after doing a stream with 1,200 people, they were able to get the streams down to 700 views. Me and my analytics, when I look at the comment sections, it says there's 0 comments and 0 views on your videos. All the answers that you guys and gals get from me, it's from me going back on the video to see if I got any comments. YouTube does not give me the comments. Get this. I don't know what comment comes in on all the older videos. I don't have access to seeing the comments to make it look like I don't want to answer people, right? If you look at my videos, I answer every comment on the videos. It starts off, I wait a day, sometimes 2 days, because now I try to wait till it gets to 100 comments, but it doesn't. It gets even lower. Like right now, 107 watching. So we're locked there. But I accept the challenge. Dark Eternal Light. I'm Sean from Carolinas. Thanks a lot, Sean. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Betty Zoom. I like that one. I said it the other day. That's exactly what I said. I said maybe it's because he's a woman. Jay Gerd. Hi, mods. Thank you very much, Jay. Appreciate that, bud. So if I try to scroll all the way down before leaving, see if Brian Lee is here. Thank you very much. Again, amen. Jay Gerd. Thank you very much. Dave's not here, man. Bro is in the house. Hello, Bruce. Moderators, fellow moon peeps, thank you very much. Those woke stuff make me sick. Justin, pareil. Same thing for me, man, brother. It's so annoying. And they're weird, hein? C'est des vrais bozos, des weirdos, mon homme. Ça parle de choses, là, puis ça se crie en plus. Là. Mark Ferguson, how's it going, brother? In Britain, the thought police are active. Horrible. I think it's the worst in Britain that I've seen. And they started a couple of years ago. I saw some kids in a park getting arrested for having sworn, for swearing at other kids walking down the street, just regular kids playing. Saw a woman in Britain in a park going to bring soup to poor people, and the cops came and ripped all her setup off and told her to get the hell out of there. And she was arrested for giving soup to poor people. And Mark says in Britain, the thought police are active. No crap. Women got arrested in Birmingham. George Orwell was a conspirator, a real baddie. Yeah, well, for sure. And he knew what was going to happen too, because he mentioned it to us, eh? I beat a man at arm wrestling, but we were matched in size, but I could not take down a real man, if you know what I mean. No, absolutely. I hear you. But I mean, I'm just like, I'm being honest, right? Like women, It's not they're not strong. I like using the word. They're feminine. Women are feminine, right? Some women are a little masculine. Some women are more tomboy, like they say, or more guyish, or I don't think it's a bad expression, but in general, you know, uh, we're all created equal, and the man should be there to protect the woman in case of a danger if he's stronger than her and he loves his woman. I mean, maybe it's because it's old fashioned, but it's just what I have in mind. If I see a guy getting beat up across the street, I am going to sit and wait to see what's going on. Maybe approach I'm not a shit disturber, but I still want to defend people. It's like you don't want to break up a fight. You're going to get in trouble, right? With the other the idiot that's there. But if I see a woman getting hit, whoa, across the street. You see two women fighting? Well, then guys, well, we enjoy that. We'll just sit and like, oh, this is so hot. Watching the girls fighting. Sorry about that. I was never offended by people who are different than me, but they are making it so hard to accept with all this crazy bull and brainwashing. It really is making people fight. But the black people, the white people fight. The Chinese people fight with us also. Calling everyone in the States domestic terrorists. If you voted for so and so, you're a domestic terrorist. That's not cool. But the dangers is that the friggin' government, all the governments, but who is making everyone out to be bad. I saw certain things that Biden said that was actually to get some people killed or targeted by some of the things that he was saying. Totally crazy. His Highness, Ottawa in the chat. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. Yeah, Anthony, I do too, That's well said, actually. I miss when nobody cared. Talking to squirrels. He lost it since his wife left him over his hover car scam. Yeah, there was a couple of scams from Wilcock. I'm very careful talking about them, because a lot of people may be offended. I know a lot of people here have been listening to him over the years, but people change, and I like that one, Anika. Trudolph with your nose so bright. Won't you guide the immigrants in a sleigh tonight? Drop some off in Montreal. Leave a few in Gaspésie. Because that's what we're going to do. Get rid of all the Canadians here. China's in the picture now. Private companies are choosing to put rainbows on things, not just the governments. Yeah, absolutely. But I like it, Adam. Like I'm talking about it, and like I have nothing against gay people. It has nothing to do with them. It's the image, and I keep repeating myself, being very careful not to offend anybody. I love everyone, but they're pushing that onto the gay people too, and I'm sure they're the ones that hate it the most for seeing the hype that's going on. I've seen some interviews with some gay people online, and even transgender people saying, "Wow, I like to keep my life private. Don't like advertising it. No, gonna go outside and put a rainbow sticker on my car." And what happened is that the government allowed those people to speak up, but they did it in a way. Those of you that are awake, they listen. I'm going to take a chance. They did it with the black people. The black people I've spoken to saw it themselves also. Tried to make black people more accepted, but instead of doing that, they did that by enraging black people, some of the youth, the teenagers, and Antifa, BLM, all these groups that started up, and some mad people in those groups that are attacking white people, they're attacking businesses, and they're even attacking their own businesses. I remember a black guy said it during the protest, during the Capitol, said, "What the hell is this?" He goes, "This is my friggin' town." He goes, "I am black. Been here for 20 years operating a restaurant, popular restaurant in New York." And he says, got some BLM people coming by and ruining, busting windows and stuff like that. Whoop. That almost felt like a little shake. Howdy from very soggy California. Teresa, be kind. Nice to see you. No, it's horrendous. I got my eyes on California. I've been watching. More rain on the way. I saw the levee that broke after St. Bernardino got pummeled by snow, which is a matter of fact. I've never seen that much snow here in my end of Canada. As okay, maybe with winds and stuff, but St. Bernardino had accumulation not because of the winds. They had accumulation because that's what fell from the friggin' sky. They got, well, I would say, the lights are screwing around here. I would say, how much snow did they get? They didn't talk about it, eh? They must have got 300 inches. I don't know how many in St. Bernardino that they got. Then I saw the floods. I saw at the bottom of St. Bernardino Mountain. There's there's lots of areas, but the campsite that's there, a beautiful little private campsite with some trailers and some big expensive trailers, some least expensive trailers. And I saw that the mountain of St. Bernardino was completely in fog, apocalyptic view, and the water rushing and bringing some of the trailers away and pick the tables and everything. I almost had a tear when I saw that all the trees there in California had no leaves. And that got to me as a Canadian, because I know even when there's snow in the States, you guys should not lose. I know you will not lose your leaves. That's not how trees lose their leaves. You can have snow on it before the leaves coming off. Maples even worse, but they're burnt. All the trees are burnt when you can see the flash floods on top of it arriving. So you can see that in the background, those trees, the burnt trees, is a cataclysmic event that happened a couple of weeks or months before, and now you guys are getting rain. And imagine, because of the drought that you guys got there in California, the ground is sealed. Obviously, the ground is not porous. There's nothing. There's no openings, no cracks, or maybe just cracks, but very compressed. When there's no water and there's a drought, the ground gets leveled. Then the water propagates a lot further in other towns. That's how the levee break. After that, the levee broke, sent water into neighboring towns. That's one event. It's incredible. Oh yeah, it's changing. We ain't going back, but I think it's going to change for the better. I'm hoping. Men versus women and feelings the same. Yep. Men when cleaning, majority don't get the corners. Yeah, it's true. That's very, very true. Make everyone mods. No. The mods that I made were years ago. I don't even give mods anymore. Julie, thank you. 1 year later. Oh my goodness. An hour and a half later. Poor Julie. She knew I'd see it in 2 years later. When they bleed from a uterus, it might be. Yeah, exactly. Listen, if I meet a guy with a uterus, I'll stream it. I'll let you guys know. Just crazy, eh? Thank you, Julie. Hey, Michael, what's up, brother? Thanks, man. Switched to normal channel, but still want people to go and see your channel. I will definitely go and see it too. There's his highness, Cynical Entity, and Cynical Entity, those just arriving, is Peter Benton's music channel. Go give him some love, guys. I love deer and want to train them. Working on my masters too. Wow, Anthony, awesome. So call me Deer Master. Absolutely, the Deer Master. Absolutely. If ever your teacher is drunk, you'll be able to call him Rudolph. Rudolph, raise your nose so bright. Alexis Williams, how's it going? Good afternoon to you too, guys. I've been on for 2 hours with my amazing team. We're 105, locked at 105. Oh, there you go. The Deer Whisperer. Excuse me. Thanks, Darla, for letting me know because I'm always forgetting. And Peter Benton, thank you, sir, for the kind contributions. Scrolling all the way down. Again, Anika Thoth, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hauser, good evening to you, bro. I'm well, man. Thank you very much. Greetings from a really cold, wet Appin West Highlands, Scotland. I wish I was living there just to be able to say the name. Where are you living? Living up in West Highlands, Scotland. Another beautiful place. On my bucket list for sure. Jay Porter, hi to you. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate that. Julie Parker, how's it going, sister? I hope you're well too. That was good night. It was Friday. Cheered me up. Was fun. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And to all newcomers that take the time to come by and listen in on the streams. Yeah, absolutely. We have to have a system, though. I would have liked for Peter to have spoken a bit longer. All of us were cutting him off, so. Hey, that's offensive. I have no idea what you said, but isn't everything. Anything can be offensive. Oh, honey, you look so thin today. Whatever have you done? What? Was I fat yesterday? What? I was fat yesterday? You could change the story anyway. I turn things around. The UFOs, Adam, are going to land maybe even tonight because I will be outside recording. I got my infrared cameras. Batteries are boosted up. We're starting to see the moon a bit more here. Maybe I will be able to get the moon this evening when I go outside. Staying up late to do the French videos and members, and then coming back on this side. Boom, boom. Good video up tomorrow in the evening, finishing the Patreon video. I'll be very busy the rest of the week. And I really want to thank you all for having taken the time to come by. Our friend Peter Benton, you got to check out his channel too. Gabber Beast, another channel you guys can check out. Thank you very much, sir. Zdravo, Bruce. Zdravo, Jordan, 73 from my friend from Serbia. Hey, thank you so much. Privyet. Aha. I hope you speak Russian. Strasvudia. I love Russian. That's my language that I'm working on. We're not allowed making Russian videos, eh? I have a Russian video, and I was actually bothered to take it down. I didn't. Yeah, boy. Cash King. Is Cash King here? Thank you very much, Cash King. Question. Margaret says, tomorrow, March 16th, is BSA with Jeff Benoit. Nope. April. It'll be in April. Be on with Jeff Benoit. Ça s'en vient. It's coming, Margaret. And I will let you know. I will mention it a couple of days before in the community. Beginning of April. When is it? The April 9th or something like that. I'll double check. I will be doing a live stream with Jeff Benoit. And at the same time, I might be doing a stream with him on my French channel one day when and if he wants to stop by, and that way maybe get him some subscribers. He's a really nice guy. I'm with you on that one, brother. Remember the 5th of November. Can't wait. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, Gabber Beast has some good information for us. I agree with that. Adam, good day to you, man. Thanks again for coming by, everybody. Before I get off here, Ryan, and to all that I've missed, very sorry. Princess Santos, thank you very much for being here. Again, Adam, yeah, it is scary, man. Lots of scary crap going on in this crazy world. Knowing your luck, up 99.999 subs, then bang, Micronova. Yeah, hey, Mark, that is definitely something probably going to happen. Yeah, they're going to start off, approaching the 100,000. Then I hit 100,000. Then the blackout, Hey, Lee, doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Really, thank you all for stopping by, guys. I try to answer as many comments as I can. Oh, 90. We're down to 90 people. Google says, get off, Bruce. Get the fuck out of here. Burns in the house. Thank you very much, sir, for stopping by. Another friend that plays the guitar. You guys can check it out. But Peter Benton's got his new channel up. Cynical Entity. And not cynical and titties. Just cynical entity. I'm so stupid. Chemtrails, oh my God. I had a discussion with a plane mechanic and others in chat. The chemtrails were a hoax and debunked. Yeah. I told them, not you job to know those things, is it? Things, is it? That's right. He would not know anything about it, but he says it's a hoax. And they're not a hoax, that's for sure. Yeah, they're probably hiding right in that damn sun. UFO research who says truth doesn't fall from the sky. Yes, at 8:32, the two probes to see outside of the corona. Oh my God, I have to go back to the video. What did I put in that video? UFO research who says truth doesn't fall from the sky. Remember that video? At 8:32, two probes. I have to go back in the video. I'm so sorry, Anthony. UFO research, it would be that one, I think. I mean, I'm gonna go see right now at the time mark. Sorry, man, for my stupidity. Is this the right video? Fall from the sky? Yeah. 8:32. Maybe humans are up there working with aliens. Pretty sure humans are. Yeah. Let me get to the 8:31. Now I know what you're talking about. The two probe. I'm so stupid, eh? UFO research who says truth of the sky at 8:32. The two probes to see outside of the corona. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it came down to what I was saying is that I believe that they're probably doing that so that we can't see what the object is. That could be, eh? They could be having those lights that are blinding us. You know, it's I don't know. It's craziness, I think. Hey, thanks so much, Darla. I love you guys. Yeah, see, that's the difference. Spraying in hot areas like that, it would be probably a lot more drastic than in colder regions. It's weird that you say that. As a matter of fact, in Ohio, the the stupid chemical attack or leak, we'll just call it a leak. I noticed that the people, before I get off here, the people that were talking on the news about what was going on in Ohio, over top in the sky behind the reporter, the lady reporters, I could see an X in the sky where they were actually applying chemtrails. I was blown away because the smoke was in the sky and they deliberately put chemtrails over Ohio. Well, it friggin' rained the next day, This is crazy stuff. Not yet, John Doe. Thanks a lot, man, for coming back. Well, I tell you what, they're talking about the waves in space that it could have to do with waves that are coming from interstellar space of giant cataclysmic events. They're even calling them ancient ripples of the Big Bang. Even though in the background they got the scientists saying that they don't think the Big Bang actually ever happened. you know Yes, it does. It's right after. It's instantaneous, almost. One of those days when you must go further. I remember this Ironess. Boy, that goofball, that came on my show. Loved his accent, though, because the Scottish accent, I really love a Scottish accent. I can't do a good one, but I wish I did. Bruce, you've got to go further. You're not her enough. Yeah, fuck you. I was so pissed off. Then he shows me this wretched image, pixelated shit from something on the moon that says, "See, Bruce, I go further." Okay. He kept saying that, a guy from Scotland that came on with me, but it was a troll though. Not because it was from Scotland, it was just a troll. I'm always careful when I say where the trolls are from. I have some in the UK, I have some in Montreal, Quebec. Hopefully not Montreal, but I'm pretty sure I do. You can join us cool kids. Friday night is the next stream because we're Wednesday. Fridays, it'll be 8 o'clock is the late one. And you can join us at 1 o'clock on Fridays in the afternoon from 1 to 3. Fridays is 2 streams, and you got Monday and Wednesday. You'll get to remembering it. I try to do different streams during the week to go and reach people that I not really interacted with before or that I've seen here on the channel. Yeah, literally laundering. That's exactly it. It's a bunch of frauds. That's what they're doing. People have to look into that. They've got to go further. Gina, I can't stand Gina, man. I'm telling you. Gina. Hey, Josh. What's up, man? Because that's the second time you advertise for that little biatch. I can't stand her, man. Lies in her videos and shit like that. Low key, Gina Colvin Hill here, please. I have no respect for goofballs. I'm sick of it. She's definitely one of them. Nibiru or Planet X, Brian Lee says. Supposedly it orbits our sun very close to the Earth I have no idea, many years, lol. Yeah, that's basically what we all know, right? But seriously, it very well could come. Well, yeah, and you know, like me, Brian, they said that Nibiru stopped by here probably in 216, 218 or something like that. And some say no, it didn't come by yet, but it's larger objects. We're seeing a lot of large objects inside of um, inside of that area. All bankers are bankers. A Biden, poor old man, being taken advantage of. Yes, poor old man. Oh, I've cut plenty of doorways on the moon. Absolutely. She doesn't have a camera, though. I don't know how she'd be doing that. They're consolidating to the big banks, just like the stores. The big change, the new reset, right? Don't know if it's true, but it makes sense before I get off here. To use too many emojis interferes with the algorithms. They say no more than 3 per person. I heard this on a few stations. Yeah, it's 100% true. 3 people posting emojis, it jams for me. That's how it is. But back in the days, I tried to mention that to some people, and what they would do is they'd post more emojis. So I just let them do it. They are, Stephen A. Thanks to people like you, brother, man, for coming back and keeping the subject. Stephen A comes in and says, Bruce, did you hear about the probe? Bruce, did you hear about Russia? Gate Smasher tells me about things, and Julie and everyone. And I love it, guys. Yeah, sinus iridum, home sweet home. As I get off, that is that's the address, my friends. If you guys want to send me some UFO parts or whatnot, you can do so. I love you all so much for having taken the time to check out the research and channel. For those of you that don't know it, I do this full time. I don't have any sidelines or side jobs. And when you come here and take the time to watch a video and really take the time to give a thumbs up, or maybe you're subscribed to the channel, that's a major contribution to the channel. And I thank you for every way that you support this channel, guys. A lot of you take the time to share out my work. You take the time to comment and tell me. And like, I really, 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 really appreciate it. so much. And I will speak to you very, very soon. Stephen A., I can't thank you enough, man, for the amazing support and for encouraging me, because I do get encouraged very easily. Dwayne White, hey, friends. I'm sorry, man, if I missed some of you. And way back in the time at 5:44, that's totally crazy. Totally crazy. Hope to talk to you all very, very soon. Hope you appreciated the little bit of news that came out. That's what we do every time there's a stream. So now we are Wednesday. I'll be expecting me back at 1 in the afternoon and 8 on Friday. And what's that date? We are Wednesday. So that's in 2 days. On the 17th of March, I'll be back at 1 Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern to come and talk about my amazing new findings, the research, and everything. Thanks to all the mods. Thanks to all the contributions. If you hear, it's a beautiful contribution. Thanks for coming back, especially. And I'll see you all on the flip side. Thanks. Bye-bye for now. Love you guys.